And welcome back. Today we're flying out the Kikka, except it's pay to win. It's for Russia, it's 7.0, it's premium, and it's just so mumuch better than the Su-9, which is the exact same BR but it's free, that it's kind of ridiculous. I'm gonna start off here with the little quote-unquote dogfight for the Ki-84. Then I got a full game for you, and then I got a 2v1 for you as well. I will put timestamps in the description down below, because this plane is very dependent on setting up and positioning, so there's a lot of empty space in between, so I'll just give the timestamp for everything that happens down there. Of course, you're completely free to watch everything, but here we are, dogfighting Ki-84. I have a lot more energy coming into this, so I'm kind of doing a horizontal turn here. I'm still going 350. He's basically falling out of the air, and by the time he's falling out, I can just break out of this horizontal turn, and we'll be able to pull in here, because he is stalled out, he won't be turning at all. And then these 37s are pretty easy to aim. Sometimes aiming with this thing is a little bit hard, because the rudder does compress quite a bit, but other than that, aiming and getting guns on target is basically the only problem this plane really has. Sure, it doesn't turn very well, but the acceleration, the top speed, and basically everything else for this BR is absolutely bonkers. Yes, it should be a higher BR than the Kikka. The problem is the Kikka shouldn't be 6.7 to begin with, so you end up with something like this. This thing should at least be 7.7. It goes over 900 kph at 7.0, and it gets there without much effort. It's simply just a better Kikka, and it's very annoying to fight this thing, and I can imagine that, especially because you get down tiered a lot. 7.3 to 8.3 gets up tiered quite a lot, but at 7.0 the most you can face is 8.0, and you don't really see those very often, which makes it so that this thing is very often facing against, well, F2Gs, P-51s, stuff like an F-80 can kill you, of course, but you have so much energy over them that most of the time they can't actually do anything against you. Of which you will see plenty of later on in the 2v1 as well as at the end when I energy trap one, which I will of course timestamp down below. So I waited for everyone to kind of dive away after flying away from them, because when you fly away in a jet that's much faster and you're above them, a lot of times they will just kind of break off and go for the ground pounders, which is exactly what they did. Of course I can try to climb above everyone, but that's a very time costly thing, and with the 25-minute match counter as well as the tickets being very low because of 2 ground pounders, I don't have the time for that, and I want to kill these guys. So what do I want to be aware of? I want to be aware of jets, because jets can of course come in very fast, and if I'm trying to energy trap a prop, a jet comes in, I'm very vulnerable. This plane is extremely overpowered right now, but you do want to keep in mind if you have to go on the defensive in this thing, it doesn't turn very well. And something like an F-80 or an F-84, even an F-84B, will absolutely outturn you, and he will absolutely kill you. So you want to be careful of not trying to go on the defensive with someone less than 1.2 kilometers behind you, unless of course they're so slow that you can just outrun them. F2G trying to go vertical right in front of me, not a very good idea. P-51 in the background is on fire, so he shouldn't really be much of a threat. So I'm gonna dive on this guy, see if I can get a shot in. He pulls up, so I can't. Do keep in mind that the P-51H is on fire. It doesn't actually mean that he can't shoot you anymore. So dodge him last second, waiting for him to burn up. I just go straight back up. If this P-51H thinks he can pitch up for me, then, well, feel free to do so. But he probably is not going to try, because I just have so much more energy than him. If you keep the throttle on this thing on 98%, you will never overheat, and you can cruise at this percentage all game long and never worry about your throttle or your engines at all. F2G comes in very ambitiously with the 50 cal spray. Almost manages to hit me actually, but I stalled him out. Got a 162 coming in for him. He's very slow right now. He's probably not going to dodge that. 162 makes mincemeat of him, and I go for the next guy here. There's a Kikka in the background, which is something I actually want to focus, but I can't because we are very similar in terms of performance. So what I'm trying to do here is trying to get rid of all the props so I can actually deal with the Kikka, because a Kikka, we're so close that actually it takes a lot of time to kill each other. Sure, this plane is better than the Kikka, but if the Kikka plays it passively, it takes a lot of time, and taking a lot of time with props around means that you're probably going to get swamped, which is something I don't really enjoy. Looking at the scoreboard there, seeing how many people are left, and I am quite in the team deficit, so I want to kill people as fast as I can. So who do I go for? Do I kill the F2Gs here? Do I kill the P-51H, who is definitely something I want to kill right here? Or do I go and help my teammate? The thing is, the 162 will easily outrun that F2G, so I'm not really worried about him dying anytime soon, and the P-51H is very close to me. So I want to focus on this P-51H, try to kill him as fast as I can, and then maybe try to help out my 162. I'm going to be pulling up here, still going 600 ground indicated airspeed, so I just pull over him, see if he wants to pitch up for me. He doesn't, and now the Kikka comes in as well as an F-80, which are the 2 planes that I want dead the most. If I kill the 2 jets, then this game is a very easy money and I can easily stall out everyone. F-80 and the Kikka is a very deadly combo versus this thing. But of course the F-80 I will basically just run dry of energy very easily, and then the Kikka will be support, or I 1v1 the Kikka and then the F-80 to us third parties me. So who do I kill first here will largely depend on who presents themselves instead of who is in what plane. Kikka dodges the head-on, which I will keep in mind for later on. But right now the F-80 is breaking off. I have a P-51H that seems very eager to get on my 6. And the Kikka is playing pretty passively. So I want to abuse the over-aggressiveness of the P-51H here to kill him as fast as I can. So I'm gonna pull up right over him, close the distance, make it seem like he's going to be able to pitch up for me. See if he takes it. He kinda does. So I drop my flaps. Get my speed back up in this dive. He's very slow right now. He's doing the fake roll to right. I expected him to pull back left, and he did. He didn't look at my position of my nose, and he just pulled right back into my guns. Which of course was a prediction, but if you look at my plane, you should just be able to see the prediction and break off the other way. But regardless, he's dead. And now I want to go for the Kikka. The F2G on the left here is very low, but he's ground pounding, so I don't really expect him to come over here in this 2v2 and interfere. So what I want to do right now is help out my 162 and make this a team fight, because right now I would like a teammate alive. The problem is that the Kikka will absolutely roll over the 162, and the F2G is kind of forcing the 162 into a corner of the map, and if he gets forced into a corner and he has to turn or he gets map boarded, he will simply just die. So I want to get over there as quickly as I can, and if you look at my speed right now, keep in mind this thing is 7.0. The Su-9 that's also at 7.0 is almost identical to the 262A1. Keep that in mind. These things should not be the same BR. Kikka coming in. I wanted to kill this guy, hoping he was not going to pay attention to me. He dodges the head-on, so I can be a little bit more aggressive in the head-ons as well, because I don't expect him to pull in last second and kill me, because he has been playing it pretty safe. But now I'm on both the guys at 6. The F2G is not turning away from me. He's going for the 162, but the 162 is on him. He manages to pull in front of him and just die. And then the Kikka instantly kills the 162 right afterwards. I'm gonna speed this up real quick because we're both just trying to get... I'm trying to outrun him, he's just trying to get speed. The moment he starts turning, I will slow it back down. There he goes, he starts turning. He actually dodges my shots. This rudder kind of makes it impossible for me to actually get guns on. This is the first time I fought a Kikka, so I kind of over-aggressed here. I overshoot instantly because I carried way more speed than him. I pulled in too early. But now my turn rate will carry me through this, and I'm just trying to stay behind him. Trying to bleed him over speed. The Kikka turns very poorly. This thing does too, but it turns slightly better. So in the long run I will just end up on a 6. The problem is that he has slightly better retention than me. So if he tries to pull out, he will actually have more energy than me, and he will easily be able to outrun me. That Discord ping wasn't due. Right now what I'm trying to do is trying to kind of flat turn behind the Kikka, because he does turn slightly so worse than me. Going below him, if he tries to over-aggress, get a shot here, he will fly into the water. He doesn't take it. He tries to stay somewhat horizontal. I drop my throttle a little bit, go below him again, and if he tries to cut into me here, he will slam into the water or into the mountain. So I throttle back up, try to pull back into him, get a shot here, but he dodges it last second, and I can't pull lead because this plane just, well, it doesn't actually pull any lead whatsoever at these speeds. It kind of just falls out of the air. Try to get a shot in here, but he pulls out of my guns just in time as well. Keep looking around because I don't want to get cut off by the F2G, or maybe the F80, but the F80 is probably RTB and the F2G is as well, so I should be completely fine here. But it's always better to be safe than sorry, and it doesn't cost me any energy to look around. And we go back to chasing the Kikka, and the Kikka is outrunning me now because I did kind of throttle drop a little bit, try to get a long shot in, don't manage to hit it. One of the F2Gs hits the ground. And again, I'm going to be chasing the Kikka. He's going to be out accelerating me for a little bit because he started off faster. And you can look at the numbers right now. They're decreasing rather rapidly, but he's trying to run back to his base, trying to get help from his friends, which is exactly what he will be doing successfully here. Getting very close, just trying to spray my 23s at him, trying to get a long shot in. Expecting a plane very soon here, and there he is. Going head on with the F80, I'm outrunning the Kikka right now and I don't really know what to do. The F80 doesn't actually seem to be paying attention to me, and because he was AFK he almost actually managed to kill me. So what do? I try to pull in for the F-80. I don't know where I aimed there. Very poor aim. Try to get back on the 6, but if I try to get the shot right now, what happens is the Kikka will actually be able to cut me off. So what do? I just dive out, actually throttle back to 100%, and then the F-80 comes back from being AFK. So now the F-80 is dead on my 6, but of course I'm a little bit faster than him. The Kikka probably has the RTB because he has 108% throttle. So I hope that he has the RTB. He has a few kills as well. He only has the 50 rounds per gun. So with a little bit of luck, the Kikka will turn around. But if he doesn't, I will be able to outrun both of them. And what I will be doing is I will try to separate the F-80 from the Kikka by going up slightly. I will out-accelerate the Kikka and the F-80 at the same time, but the F-80 will fall behind a lot more. So in the long run, what I can do here is make it so that the F-80 will be so far below us that I can 1v1 the Kikka pretty safely. But if all goes well, I don't have to do that, and the Kikka will just return the base, because I'm dragging him all the way back to my side of the map, and the longer we do this, the less fuel he will have, and the earlier he will have to turn around. And there he goes. He has to turn around, which is exactly what he does, and now I can easily 1v1 the F-80, because the F-80 just doesn't have anywhere near the energy to actually deal with me. Go into a little bit of a corkscrew here, a very, very wide one. I do a very slight bang first, bleed him with a little bit of speed, because he's going to try to pull lead here, and the more lead he pulls on me, the more speed he will lose in the process. Level out a little bit to get some speed back up, get some separation in. Looking at our energy states, because by flying directly away from someone you can very easily see if you're faster or slower than him. At this point we're roughly the same speed, but I'm above him, and we're going a very low speed for jets. So what do? I just pull back over him. He doesn't have the energy to pull lead, he doesn't have the energy to even chase me up here. Go horizontal a little bit because I don't want to stall out. Drop the flaps, start pulling in here, just waiting a little bit for him to stall out, and now he stalls out and I just pull in very aggressively, try to pull lead on him, and he almost stalls out in my guns. He's very slow here, doesn't have anywhere near the energy to dodge me, and I take a steel clean off. And that's the F-80A dead in the water. I'm not going to be shooting him, I don't need to. He doesn't have an elevator, he's going straight into the ground, and now I just rush back to the Kikka and the F2G that are still in the air. Speed is up again because we're just flying towards our airfield, trying to get these kills in real quick, because there's 2 people left, there's very little amount of tickets left, and I want to kill these people to showcase you guys what you can do in one game. So F2G coming in, I'm a lot faster than him, I'm going 800, that's basically, well, that's a lot faster than the prop will ever go. So I just bang to the left, don't even want to take the head on, unnecessary risk. I just convert all my speed back into altitude, he starts spraying at me. He has all the ammo in the world right now because he just took off, so I can't really blame him. He's going pretty slow, so I just go again, I go horizontally. Try to pull in behind him, see what he does. He's probably going to try to pitch back up to me because he's gaining a lot of energy right now over me, because his low speed performance is a lot better than mine. So I pull back in, make him pull into me, just makes this a little bit faster. And now I pull back up because he doesn't have anywhere near the energy, because he just tried to do a 180. I pull back behind him again. If he tries to pull up right now, he's dead. He's just dead. Nothing he's going to be doing. And he doesn't have anywhere near the energy anymore. He's just falling out of the air. He's rolling around, but you're not fast enough to do that. And then the Kikka just sits on the airfield until we run out of tickets. Very unfortunate. So I'm not going to bore you with me flying around the airbase until the tickets run out. And now it's 2v2. F-80 as well as an F-3D, which are both 7.0 as well. F-3D just got an air spawn, I might be flying that thing out pretty soon, but we'll see about that in the near future. So what do? I pull the F-80 behind me, fly away from him. He's not going to be catching me, but he's looking at me, so with a little bit of luck the Su-9 might be able to pull in behind him and just shoot him down. Flying towards my airfield wasn't on purpose, so I'm going to be flying away from the airfield relatively soon here, because I don't want to win by AA. Now the Su-9 has both of them on a 6, the Su-9 and 11, and I'll just be chasing down the F-3D and the F-80 because I will catch him in the long run. Just look at what they are doing. I'm just trying to pick a target here. I want to kill the F-80 more badly than I want to do the F-3D, because the F-80 has a lot better flight performance, but of course it will kind of depend on who presents himself first here. It's just a 2v2 and I just want to kill one of these guys so we can 2v1 the other guy. I'm on the F-3D now, and if I go for the F-80, what will happen is the F-3D will just turn around behind me and he will be spraying at me, and I don't want that. He does my shot, can't actually pull in, rudder kind of compressed. I turn away from him so I don't get stall shotted. Get some separation, trying to get some altitude, and then we start turning back in. F3D turns back for the Su-9. So I'll get free 6 shot again. Not sure why he did this. He's way too far away and the boat outrunning us. So by doing this he just presents me his ass and I can easily stick on him and maybe shoot him down. I say easily, but you're about to witness some potato aim, and there goes the Su-9. And now it's 2v1. F-80 is turning around, but he's not very fast because he's doing a very aggressive turnaround. He's going up, whilst also pulling fully. Get a crit on the F3D, but it doesn't say what, so it's probably not going to be anything major. Trying to pull up after the F3D here. My rudder is compressing, I'm trying to get the shot in. You saw there I couldn't move my rudder to the left, and I just shoot my rounds just next to his fuselage. But it doesn't matter, because I have all the performance in the world to keep doing this all day long. And it doesn't matter how bad your aim is, because in the long run, if you fly this right, you'll get basically an unlimited amount of shots. F-80 is very slow here, so I do the exact same thing as I did to basically everyone I've been killing. I go horizontal right above him. He's going to be stalling himself out. I'm going to be dropping my flaps, and once he starts stalling out, I will just pull back into him and I will dunk a 37 right into his plane. At least I will try to, because right he is kind of very awkwardly diving away, and because my flaps are down I can't actually neck-G. Well, this plane doesn't really neck-G whatsoever, so I couldn't get the shot in, but I get an oil leak on him. F3D is flying back to their side of the map, and I don't want that. I don't want him to camp his base. The F-80 right now has an oil leak, so he will burn up his engine in the long run. So I'd rather just go for the F3D while he's not near the airfield yet. With a little bit of luck, I can kill the F3D and turn around and then kill the F-80. But we'll see what happens in the long run. Not sure where he is. F3D turns back around, so now I'm sandwiched, but I'm going 800 kph. IES that is. And I just turn away from the F3D. Same thing I did to the F2G. Just deny them the head on and go up. Just take a look at what the F-80 is doing. So I don't want to get caught off guard trying to energy trap the F3D. Doesn't seem to be going RTB. He's pulling back in for me. So I just pull back over him. Knife edge the shot just in case he gets a shot. If he does hit you, he will hit everything. But if he doesn't hit you, well, your profile is a lot smaller. So the chance of him hitting you is a little bit smaller as well. F-80 is basically falling out of the air at this point. I'm going to be very firmly on the 6 here. Looking at the F3D, trying to see what he's doing. Don't want to get caught off, trying to aim on this guy. Underlead completely. Compress a little bit. Don't manage to lead enough. And don't get a shot. Try to dodge the F3D again. Do the same thing as to the F-80 right there. And right now, yeah, I'm outrunning the F-80. The F-3D is nowhere near fast enough to turn around and catch me. So I just do again what I have been doing all game. All these games. I pull them horizontal. They're going straight up. I drop these flaps. He doesn't have anyone near the energy to pull lead on me. So he's just falling out of the air at this point. And I do the exact same thing again. I turn back over. And this time he is so slow that it should be a very easy kill. Because he's falling out of the air this time. I have way more time to lead. Way more time to aim. And that's him dead. And I would chase down the F3D, which turned around just perfect timing for me. Knife edge him again. Pull back up. Don't want to go too aggressive on these turns because the F3D is very maneuverable and I don't want to mess with those A&M trees. And we're just going to be very, very passive actually. Because that's what you have to do in this plane, especially those planes that are very maneuverable. Sure, I have the energy, but they can pull so much more AOA, so much more Gs than you, that what ends up happening is you just get shot down. You might have more energy, but they dump more speed than you, turn better, and they're very easy to use guns. So what ends up happening is you turn with them, they get a very easy shot on you, and because you're so stiff, really, they get a very easy time shooting you down, and you just don't want to risk that. So right now I'm running down the F3D. The crit I got earlier did absolutely nothing, as you can see. If you don't get a message on the bottom right corner, if it says crit, you probably didn't actually crit him. But that's beside the point. So I pull back up a little bit to separate, and then pull back in, get another crit. Pull back over, try to stay behind him. And right now, I can start turning with him because he's simply so slow and I have much more energy than him. Drop these flaps, go horizontal yet again, but go up a little bit so that he doesn't get a shot. He's falling out of the air again. Drop the landing flaps, pull back after him, And you do want to keep in mind that the stalls of these things are pretty brutal, because it will do the same thing as the 262 and just fall out of the air. That's just me not having any lead, because he just turns that much better than me. I thought I had a shot, I didn't, so I shot. If I had vertical targeting I might have hit him, but I don't, so I didn't hit him. But yeah, if you stall directly nose up, you will just start tumbling and it will lose you a lot of energy and altitude. So be careful of the stall on this thing, but I'm expecting this thing to go up in PR very soon here, because it shouldn't be 7.0. Then again, the Kikka shouldn't be 6.7, and well, it's there for a while now. And then he just pulls straight up for me. Not sure what he's thinking here, and I miss again. And I simply just miss again. My aim is very bad at the moment. That was the last game I did. It was just after the other game that you saw, well, before this one. So I'm not sure what happened to my aim, but I still have 60 rounds left. And the F3D is simply too slow. This time I just shoot a little bit and I take his wing off. And there you have it. Hope you enjoyed it. Su-9 completely broken right now. Keep in mind that the BR might go up and you might end up wasting your money, because at 7.7 or 8.0 it might actually not be that good anymore, because it can abuse its energy and it will be very stiff. Nonetheless, I hope I made up your mind, and you will all see me tomorrow again with a 7-kill game in the F-86 F-25, where I managed to clutch a 1v5. Have a nice Saturday everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow.